Hi there, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, bringing you weekly videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. So if you like this topic, please come over and subscribe because I'd love to see you here. And this week's topic is really close to my heart because it's about one of my favorite energy healing systems that is also the best manifesting technique I have ever tried in my life that actually really works. And I'm telling you from firsthand experience. And this method is called the Bengston Energy Healing Method. I've talked about it in other videos, and I'm actually co-hosting a Bengston weekend workshop August 21st, 22nd, and 28th if you're watching this in 2021. But you know, this Bengston method and the image cycling is simple. It takes practice to learn, but once you get into it, it is nothing short of profound. And when it comes to the manifesting aspect of it, the energy itself is miraculous, like what it does. I mean, it's based in science, and Bill Bengston, who created this method, has done tons of experiments in controlled laboratory settings that prove the efficacy of the method. It's amazing. But the manifesting side of it, it's such an amazing tool for self growth and self knowledge. And one of the big things I've noticed with image cycling, which is essentially making a list, you make a list of at least 20 things you really want to have or experiences, and they don't involve any other person because we can't worry about other people. It is only about you. As Bill Bengston says, you want to be very, very selfish. You make a list of these 20 things, at least 20, and rather than like cutting out a picture and pasting it on an image board, you go into each image, you really build it up, you build up the experience, you live it out, and then you encapsulate it with one final image representing what you'd like to bring into your life. And then you cycle on it, and that's a whole other thing, the cycling. But what I found in the Bengston communities, because it has the whole thing, Bill and his wife Margaret have built this incredible global community of people who cycle, and we all get together and practice. You hear stories from people who have had things on their list for so long and it hasn't happened. And what they tend to do there is, when it's not manifesting, they do soul searching as to whether or not they really, really want it, or what they need to do in order for that to happen. And then just the minorest, it's not even a word, but just like the slightest tweak to that can adjust the energy. Or let's say you're not getting something, you take it off and then you put it back on later, and then it flows. It's so interesting. So I'm telling you the truth. I'm not saying you put everything on your list, you'll get everything on your list. The list is a moving, breathing substance in and of itself, like an energy. And so if you're working on manifesting and it's not happening, something has to shift in order for it to flow in. And it's such a wonderful process because it really helps you to determine what it is you really, really want in your life. And I've talked about this before, but some of us think we want things that we don't really, really want, or that our souls don't want, or that source or our higher power might know isn't in our best interests. Like some of the things we think we want are nothing like what we're thinking they're going to be. And it's better if we don't bring that in, because we are powerful, you know? A big, big part of this manifesting thing is working with what you want and understanding, as I made a whole video about, divine timing and knowing when the time is right and when the time is not. You know, there are so many factors in place actually, that are out of our control, that the best things we can do is to look at what is and focus on that. Like, and it's not about things either. Like we think, oh, I want this, that, and that, the other. A lot of people have a hard time making their list, and a lot of people have a hard time even thinking about the things that they like to have, it's a lot easier to bring in experiences and states of consciousness. Like, I want my life to be easy. I want to flow. I want to be smiling. I want to, breathe the fresh air. I see myself going on a walk and enjoying my day. It's like that. And then you become like this conscious creator of, like, let's say one of the things you put on your list is, I want my life to be peaceful. And you have an image, or like every day I have this peaceful walk and it symbolizes that I'm having a peaceful day. Look, anyway, I'm being generic. You want to get more detailed than that. But let's say that's what it is. And then you start to you have a day. And so you take it off your list, because once you get something, you have to remove it. And maybe you put it back on the next day, or maybe you find that at each day it keeps consistently, you have that peaceful moment and you've manifested that into your life, and you are now living in a whole new way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I took a long time to get to that point, but I hope that makes sense. And because your cycling list is a living, breathing thing, it's not stagnant. It's not like a vision board where you pasted all the pictures perfect and it's going to be hard to like tear one off or like paste one over. You just adjust your cycling list, and you add something, you take something off, and then you cycle. You speed it up, and then it generates the energy, and then it also pulls in and draws in what you want in your life. I have talked about all the things that have happened since I started cycling in other videos, but I have put things on my list, and I have been amazed at what has come about. In many cases, and other Bengston practitioners will say the same thing, the things that come about can come about in ways you never would have imagined. And Bill teaches this too. At the very beginning in the workshops, he'll tell you that. And two, sometimes you'll get stuff that's even better than what you thought. And that's what's happened to me. It's crazy. Like, I'll think like this would be cool. And then what comes in is like, no, but look, this is extra. Like, this is cool, but it's like your style. Like, it's what your heart really loves, which is not like what other people want. Like other people might want this other experience, and I'm unique. So my stuff, with a lot of things I want, it's not like what everybody else wants, and I'm sure that's the same for you. It's so special. And then you learn that about yourself. And then you're like, wait, I guess I'm not like that. Or I guess I don't value these things that everybody else values. And you can live your life like with this badge of kind of honor, so to speak, because you're realizing what it is your heart really wants, what your spirit and your soul wants. When you're in alignment with what your true vibration desires, which is for your highest good, things will flow so beautifully. And then if something's not manifesting, you'll be like, I know why. Let me take that off. Let me think about it. Let's regroup. And then again, it starts to get into a flow. So if you're interested in learning this, please come to the workshop August 21st, 22nd, and 28th. And if you can't make it then and you want to learn it, go to bengstonresearch.com, because they're doing workshops all the time. And I just love it so much. I'd love for you to experience how wonderful it is. So I'll put everything down in the description box below on YouTube, but I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thank you so much for watching, and the link to everything will be down below too. Krishanti.com is where it's at, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.